Hi everyone, Jacqueline here. So today I want to talk to you about how to pick a lemon cypress tree. This is something that we haven't discussed before on this channel. I've shared with you how to care for them once you purchase them, but I haven't shared with you how to pick a lemon cypress tree. Now, right now in the stores here in Saskatchewan, and I'm sure everywhere, lemon cypress trees are very plentiful. I'm seeing them in the grocery stores, I'm seeing them in the greenhouses, I'm seeing them in the big box stores, and even in the Walmarts of the world, I'm seeing them. But you have to really watch what you're picking at this time of year because not every single place looks after them like they should. Now, one of the new trends I'm seeing in these, because we've talked about the holiday trees that are based on the movie where the top of the tree is bent over and has a ball on it. And I can't say what that movie is because I can't relate to it because of the issues with copyright on it, but you know what I'm referring to. But the other thing is that they're flocking these now. So they're flocking these with white in the stores. So you're going to pay a bit more for that. And I'm seeing this more in the greenhouses where they're flocking the trees and that. And that's great if you want a look for Christmas and you're wanting to decorate it and that. But for the life of the tree, if you plan on keeping it, I would recommend that you avoid buying a tree that is flocked if you want to keep this as a plant and grow it from year to year in your house, because technically this is a tree, and although this is hardy in the warmer climates, more like 7 and 8 actually, they're not hardy here in the cold climates, but these are house plants for us. So if you buy one that's flocked, these branches aren't going to be able to breathe the same. Now, we do artificial trees that are flocked, and that's fine, they're artificial, but it's not good for a lemon cypress if you want to keep it from year to year. So although very pretty, I'd recommend avoid it unless you're just going to take this plant, give it as a gift, or use it for the holiday season and then discard it. So what are we looking for in a healthy lemon cypress plant? Well, the first thing we're looking for is a tree that's standing up fairly straight in the stem. You want all the branches to be soft to touch, a nice brown center branch here, we can see nice and brown, and you want the branches to be going up rather than out like this. You also want to make sure that the soil inside the pot is moist, not dried out, because these trees need a lot of water and need to be misted regularly. They like humidity and they like to be kept wet. Do not let them dry out. Now I have 3 here I want to share with you that I picked up, and I got these for the best price I could get them for, and they're actually in pretty good shape except for one of them, and I want to share that with you. I got these at Home Depot, and I think they're around $7.99 each, and they're just small ones. I had plans on using it in an arrangement and doing 3 in a pot, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pot these up and then eventually grow them into a standard tree in my house and put it in a big pot and have it sitting on the floor. That's the goal for these ones, rather than turn them into any sort of topiaries. But there's so many differences with these, and you can tell right away the differences in these plants. If you look at these two, look at the stems at the top. They're very straight and they're very columnar. So they're more of a column style tree, nice and upright. They are soft to the touch. There's no prickly branches. They aren't dry. And you can smell the lemon. They're very lemony. Same with this one. It smells really good. It's very full and lush. And you want to feel the branches when you pick these out in a store, especially if you're taking them home and planting and keeping them for a long time. You don't want dried out brittle branches. So you want to make sure they're nice and pliable and that beautiful chartreuse green. And you want to reach into the center of these branches in particular and make sure they're not dry, and you will know if they're dry. And I have a really good example here of a dry lemon cypress, and that's the first one that I showed you here. It's curving at the top here, so it's been allowed to dry out. That is why it's curving so much. I mean, they naturally have a bit of a curve to them, you'll see that, but this one's overly curved, and if you feel into the branches, they aren't as soft as the other ones. And if I put my hands further into this plant, literally it's like getting slivers in your fingers. They're getting hard and crusty, the branches. They're getting brittle is the best way to describe it. So if you put your hands into the plant and you feel brittle leaves, and like right here in particular, you can see, and I'll put it up nice and close, you can see these branches are looking dried out. And it's hard to tell, especially in the fluorescent lights in the store, to see that. Your best bet is to feel them. Now, right there, you will see in there, it is brittle and it's prickly. So literally, it feels like I'm getting slivers stuck into my fingers when I touch these branches. They are so dry. Now, the question I hear from a lot of people is, can we save it? So I've had this one for well over a week, maybe even 2 weeks in the house. I have soaked it, I have misted it, and I cannot change the consistency of where it has dried out at all. So the next step would be to cut some of this off. And you can see here, as I play with this tree, look at what's coming off of it. It's literally shedding some of that bristles, because it's become so dry and there's more and more falling. I don't know if you can see, but you can see it. There you go. You can see some of it. So when I touch it, it's actually shedding. So that particular area on this plant probably needs to be cut out in order to try to save this plant. But there's other areas of it that does not look good too. If you look at the branches, they aren't as soft here. They're looking a little more dry, and even looking at them, they look a little more feathery. If you can tell the difference, these ones look a little more firm. If you look at all the branches on it, and they seem to be more upright in their consistency, and these are starting to fall. You can see here on the side, these branches, and all over the place here. So this one is eventually going to die on me. It's not going to survive, just because it's been allowed to dry out. And no matter how much I've soaked it, I will not be able to save this plant. So this one is a write-off. So watch for that when you pick these plants in the store, because you want a plant that's going to survive, or at least survive until it gets to its new owner if it's a gift, and to last a few months. So that's the key for growing these. But don't be turned off by that, because they are really easy to grow. Now these are in really tiny little 4-inch pots, maybe not even 4-inch. I'd say more like 3. These need to be potted up immediately, because otherwise you're watering every single day. And it's bad enough that you need to miss these every couple of days, but when you have to water a plant every single day, that's painful. And I'm sure if we pull this out of the pot, which we will do, you can see it is root bound. So this one definitely needs to be potted up. Now I'm not going to pot these up in this video, and I'm definitely not potting the one up that's not going to make it, because I've done a video on this before. So if you want to learn how to pot these up, see my prior video. But I just wanted to share with you today those things to look for when you're picking one of these plants. And also, they make great topiaries, which I've shown in prior videos too, where I've turned them into topiaries. You can have a lot of fun with these if you so desire. And if you're in a warmer climate, you can put these outside in the summer and then bring them in for the winter. But you want to make sure that you put them out after all potential frost has passed and you have decently warm days. Because here in Saskatchewan, I mean, our last frost isn't until mid-May, so I wouldn't put this outside until at least June, and not in full sun. It does not want to be in full sun. It needs partial sun, shade, and you must not forget to water it. So just a heads up, drip lines are great for these, and self-watering pots are also great, but otherwise you need to remember to water it. So I want to show you something else tonight, and I'm going to take you and show you a status on my Christmas cactuses and how they're doing. And they're getting near the end of their blooms. They bloomed pretty early on their own this year, but I'll show you them anyhow and show you the ones that are about to come into bud. And then those pictures I will post on my community section on my page on YouTube, and you can see them when they're in bloom. So let's go have a look. And by the way, that is my tree that I've been working on. You can see it here in the background. And I'm practicing all my ribbon skills with this one. And so I've got a bit of sparkles on my face. If you see me sparkling, that's what it is. Anyhow, let's go have a look. So here are my Christmas cactuses, or Thanksgiving cactus, because that's really what they are. And you can see here that some of them are in bloom. We do have the soft pink in bloom here, and I'm just going to pick this up so you can have a better look. And in this arrangement, I added a different one in here. I've got two of the orangey red in here, and then I have all the soft pink and white in this arrangement. And I have one of those on each side, and you can see there's a lot of buds on it. And I do move my cactus around the house. They say they don't like to be moved. I move them. I put them wherever I want to enjoy them. I don't worry about those kind of things. Each to your own for how you care for your cactus. I give my recommendations as a person that grows them for my own enjoyment and how I look after them. And then everybody has their own tips. So I just kind of like to talk about this. This is the one that was in my last video that I sprayed with the insecticidal solution because it was the newest one that I bought, and it's just about done blooming. There's a few buds left on it. Here is another one that's just getting ready to open. This is going to be a deep, beautiful pink, and you can see it's got a lot of buds on it. It's in about a 6-inch pot, and it's looking really good. I can't wait to see this one bloom because it's going to be so pretty. Other one I have here, and this is my little one, and lately I've been wanting all little cactuses because they are just the cutest little things. So this one has lots of little blooms on it, and you can see them here, and lots of buds. You can see more buds coming there, and it's doing very well, and it looks really good. So I'm excited to see this one bloom. I think it's going to be a light pink as well. And then my other one here, which I'm not sure what color it is. I had this one sitting just under a regular table lamp, and you can see now I've moved it to the west window, and I'm starting to see tiny little buds coming on it. Hopefully you can see that right there. I'll try to zoom in a bit more so you can see. So you can see them right on the end. So this is what happens when I move my plants to a west window. For me, the cactus love the west window, and they do very well here, and they all came into bloom on their own. My yellow one is already done blooming. It was the first one to bloom out of all of these. And then the last one I have in here is an Easter cactus, and you can see this one right here. It has been sitting here. This is the one I took cuttings off of the one that I had purchased, and I started them in water, and then I potted it up, and then I gave my other one to my father-in-law because I got him hooked on cactuses, and it's doing really well there. It was just a piece about this big, and now you can see how big it is. So I just wanted to give you a heads up. Seed starting might be a little late this year. It depends when the postal strike ends here in Canada, because we have that happening, and it's going to delay ordering seeds because nobody's shipping right now, even if you do place your orders. So I haven't placed any orders yet. I've been kind of waiting to see how things go. But once I do, and once the strike is over, it'll be full steam ahead to start our seedlings inside, because I really wanted to start a few things earlier this year. But we'll see how it goes. So thanks everybody, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.